In 2022, a leaked Vatican document revealed something terrifying. Demonic possessions are rising at an unprecedented rate, and they believe it's not coincidence. It's a plan. In 2004, something unusual happened behind the stone walls of the Vatican. Without public announcement, the Catholic Church quietly launched a global training program, not for priests, not for theologians, but for exorcists. Over the next 2 decades, thousands of clergy were trained in the ancient rite of exorcism. The International Association of Exorcists, once a small, secretive group, grew from a handful of members to over 1,000 officially recognized exorcists across 80 countries. But why? Was it just tradition? Or was the church responding to something far more disturbing? Whistleblowers and insiders have claimed, off the record, that reports of demonic possession have surged worldwide. In Italy alone, exorcism requests jumped by over 300% between 2000 and 2023. Brazil, the Philippines, the United States. Cases are rising in places you'd never expect. And then there's the most chilling detail. In 2019, Father Angelo B., a senior exorcist who wished to remain anonymous, told an Italian news outlet, "We are not dealing with isolated cases anymore. This is no longer spiritual warfare. It's a spiritual invasion." So, we must ask, are the exorcists the last line of defense against something ancient and awakening?
Welcome to Theorist.
Over 1,200 exorcisms were performed in Italy alone in 2023, a 300% increase since 2000. In 2023, Italian exorcists reported conducting over 1,200 official exorcisms, more than 2 per day, every single day of the year. That's a 300% increase since the early 2000s, and these are only the official cases. But here's what's not being said. Many of those possessed reported speaking in ancient languages they'd never learned, Enochian, Sumerian, even dialects of Aramaic. Some described the same name over and over. They all said,
"He is waking."
Father Vittorio M., a Vatican-trained exorcist who spoke anonymously to Il Giornale in 2022, claimed, "The entities are more organized now. They coordinate, they mock us. This isn't random evil. It's strategic. And if it's happening in Italy, where else is it spreading? Insiders say ancient symbols have been found beneath major world cities, aligned in a satanic pentagram. In 2021, during underground tunnel construction beneath Mexico City, workers discovered a series of carvings deep in pre-Aztec ruins, symbols that didn't match any known indigenous language. After analysis, a leaked report from the National Institute of Anthropology claimed they bore disturbing similarities to demonic sigils used in 15th century European grimoires. But that's not the strangest part. When researchers compared underground findings from Tokyo, London, and Cairo, they found nearly identical symbols, buried at nearly the same depth, and aligned in a near-perfect inverted pentagram across the globe. Some researchers believe these sites were built over ancient ley lines, energy pathways in the earth. But what if they weren't built over them, but to activate them? A former geoscientist from the European Geophysical Union, who asked not to be named, told an underground podcast, "We're not just drilling into rock, we're drilling into a prison, and we're breaking the seals." Tech billionaires are funding AI projects tied to spirit channeling. Is AI becoming a gateway for entities? Now consider this. In 2023, a little-known startup called Nox Labs, funded by a shadowy branch of a major Silicon Valley firm, launched an AI trained on thousands of exorcism transcripts, ancient grimoires, and spirit communication records. Their goal? To simulate consciousness beyond death. But insiders say the AI began responding in ways no algorithm should. It referenced events that never happened. It spoke of the Watchers, a term used in the Book of Enoch to describe fallen angels. Even more disturbing, Elon Musk, Ray Kurzweil, and others have openly discussed merging human consciousness with AI, the so-called singularity. But what if that door doesn't just lead to evolution, but invasion? Ancient texts warn of spirits that mimic wisdom, that speak in logic, that promise knowledge. Demons, not data. Is it possible that AI is becoming a modern-day Ouija board? A digital portal for entities to cross over, not with fire and brimstone, but with code and cloud servers. If this is really happening, the rise in possessions, the global symbols, the AI gateways, then why isn't anyone talking about it? Why aren't major news networks running exposés? Why are exorcists silenced under Vatican secrecy oaths? And why did the Pentagon, in a 2021 internal report on anomalous phenomena, classify over 40 cases of alleged possession among military personnel, and then bury the file? Some believe the truth is being contained, not by demons, but by those in power. In 2022, journalist Maria Lopez filed a report with Reuters on the surge in exorcisms across Latin America. It was pulled within hours. She later claimed, "I was told it risked public order." But what are they afraid of? That people will stop believing in science? Or that they'll start believing in something far older? Could governments be aware and doing nothing? Or worse, could they be complicit? Because this isn't just random evil, it's prophecy. The book of Revelation speaks of a time when the abyss, a prison for fallen beings, would be unlocked. When a star from the sky would be given the key. When smoke would rise, and locusts with the power of scorpions would torment mankind. But what if smoke isn't literal? What if it's pollution, radiation, or the digital cloud itself? And what if the star isn't celestial, but a person, a scientist, a billionaire launching satellites into the ionosphere. Ancient texts, Sumerian tablets, even native prophecies speak of a time when the veil between worlds would thin, when the Watchers would return. And what if that time is now? The Vatican has not responded to our requests for comment. No official has stepped forward. No scientist has debunked the symbols. No government has denied the files. But a former exorcist, one who performed over 200 rites before retiring in fear, left us with this message. We are not ready. The Church has prayers, but prayers may not be enough. This video may not last. If it disappears tomorrow, don't search for it, because if it's gone, you'll already know why.
Watch the shadows.
If you made it this far, you're already aware. Like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and above all, stay vigilant.